early, like 3 minutes. All right, well, I'm here. You gotta mute it. So it's Sunday. So get it? So Sunday. We're here, not doing anything specific today because I don't want to start another project, but that's what technically I'm doing. We're quilters. We can't help ourselves, right? Anyways, welcome everybody. I'm Tiffany, your host of my own life. This is my life in this quilt room all the time, every day, because that's what I love to do, and that's what you guys love to do too, right? So we just sew. Anyways, let's see who's all here, Mr. Scott Eye. Scott Eye. Yep. Nope. I don't know how. Oh, yep, it worked. All right. Let's see. We have lots of people. Irish Say Lady, Digital Donna, Judy, Martha, Nancy, Diane, Melody, Jeanette, Linda, Mary, Bren, Roxanne, Shirley, Linda, Sharon, Paula, Amanda, Tracy, Leela, Debbie, Macbev, Farouk, Gloria, Nancy, Lori, Bonnie, and so many more. So if I missed your name, hello, hello, and welcome. It is one of those days today. Today, it's just a beautiful day outside. It's not too hot. It's windy as windy can be because, everyone says Chicago is a windy city. No, Lake Havasu City is a windy city every day. So it's windy outside, but there's overcast, which has made it a nice cooler breeze. It's not like cool breeze, but it's like tolerable to be outside and not draining sweat from your body. um, Anyway, so hopefully you guys are having a lovely day, and happy Grandparents' Day to all of you grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents. And I don't want to go any further because then it'll make you guys feel like you're really old, and I really don't want to do that. Well, our neighbor, we went out with our neighbor today, and he's a great-grandpa, so... Great. Yeah. My grandma was a great-great-grandmother. But that's about it. But she died years ago. Anyway, so I have bits. Well, they're not bits and pieces. They're actually layer cake pieces, but from many different lines. Don't ask me what they are. I have no idea because I don't know my lines. But I mean, this one has recipes on it. So it's going in here. And like some of these, this must have been a kitchen line because this one has egg beater on it. So I'm assuming, that some of these, and this doesn't go with egg beaters and stuff. So I'm assuming this is from something else. And further down the road, there's nice pretty polka dots and stuff. So that must have went with a polka dot line because all the prints under this flower is polka dots. And then this is probably the end of that kitchen one because it has cake stands on it. So, there's a little bit of everything in the kitchen sink in this bundle that I have created myself of 42 layer cake squares or 10-inch squares, whatever you want to call them. And I threw in some tone on tones too, because I needed 42 pieces, but like, this, I don't think went with the kitchen line either, but it didn't go with the other flower line. But it all looks like it can just go together, and that's what we're here to do today. I'm just going to sew them together. I really am, and we're just going to see what happens by sewing all the way around each square to make half square triangles. You'll get 4 half square triangles. I'm going to put them together in sets of 2. Doesn't matter which 2. So all the way around, make some half square triangles, and then mix and match all the half square triangle pieces and make hourglass blocks or quarter square triangles or whatever you want to call them. I don't know, but we're just going to start mixing things up here because, I need to get to sewing and you probably want to watch me do that, right? So I'm just going to start. This one has bowls and cups, and I don't know what those are supposed to be, but those look like the things that go in your window that you would put stuff on them. Plants in them. Potter plant thing. Anyways, they all have different pinked edges too. So that's going to be fun trying to line these up, but I'm going to square anything I do up. So I'm just going to sew all the way around with what I think is a 1/4 inch seam and then chop them up and then put them together and chop them up just because I can. And the cool part about doing this is I can also chain piece every single block this way as well. Because I do all one side, then snip them all apart, do all the next side, snip them all apart, and so on and so forth. So it, allows me to just sit here and be lazy while I sew, which is chain piecing.
Do you think you could show me how to make 4 at a time flying geese?
Do you
think you can show me how to make 4 at a time flying geese?
Well, I'm not going to make flying geese units today, but I can do a 4 at a time flying geese video another time.
Do you have a video?
I do. Well, do I? I have so many videos, but I could put together a video for 4 at a time flying geese. There are charts online for 4 at a time flying geese. You can actually turn 10-inch squares into 4 at a time flying geese by using 5 1/2 or 5 7/8. Honestly, would probably be better. Squares, putting one on each side, so on both sides of the line, snip them apart, then press back, and then add your 4 or your 5 7/8 inch pieces on the other sides, and then you get 4 at a time, and they'll be big ones.
Never got the end of the blue, so it's better in person.
Huh?
Never got the end of the blue.
Oh. Yeah, the camera never shows the details of the quilt. So if you guys have ever bought a quilt from me and you're like on camera, you're really doubting it because you're like, In person, they look so much different. Like, I don't know what it is about camera not picking up the good quality. I don't have, I should be taking pictures with my good camera, but I don't because I'm lazy and I haven't charged it in a long time. But I do have a regular camera. I also have to take and upload those pictures from regular camera to a computer and then go from there and blah, blah, blah. So, I kind of get lazy about it and just do it with my cell phone because that's already in my hand. Wow, these are 2 totally different sizes almost. Some of these companies are probably going to get a 6-inch square from these. Oh, let's make sure that tone on tone is the right direction, though, because we don't want that to be the wrong direction. Come on. Let's match this one. Oh, there's even Paris fabric in here. So, yeah, there's so many different fabrics in here. Paris fabrics, even. Look at that. Paris and kitchen. I guess that goes together because they make lots of sweets. Matching it up. Hopefully this disaster will actually make something that looks cute. Because I'm not 100% sure. I didn't even think about matching colors or anything. I just kind of grabbed from the stash pile and said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Now, let's put this blue polka dot with this kitchen utensil thing. Beaten eggs, egg beater fabric. this one. Doesn't matter because I'm going to be mixing the next, after I cut them, I'm going to be mixing them. Look at how much different in size these are, though. This is almost a whole 1/4 inch off. Look at that. It's crazy. It's okay. I'm going to line up one side, and when I get to the other side, I'll just use the top piece as my lineup. Not all layer cakes and charm squares and jelly rolls are created equal, that's for sure. Hopefully you guys are all sewing up something with me today, just hanging out and making something just for fun because you feel like running your machine. These two. Wow, this one pack was definitely way off. So crazy. I don't know if you guys want me to talk about it, but sure, I'm mostly recovered from my nasal procedure. Right now, my nose is in scab mode, so it's just scabby in there. But yes, the day before yesterday, I actually was able to blow out one, and oh, it felt so good because I was able to touch my nose. It must have been going from side to side because it was killer. But there's the saga of my nose. We don't have to talk about boogers anymore, though.
They don't want to hear about them boogers.
We all do it. We all pick our nose and blow our nose and get rid of our boogers in one way or another. Let's put Paris with recipes, because why not?
Sounds good.
They definitely don't match. This is definitely one of those quilts that you guys always tell me I have a good eye for color, but guess what? This is one of those quilts that I didn't pay attention to any color. I'm just sewing. Oh man, I'm going to be left with too many light colors. Let's see. Put that one with that one. This one. This one. No, with that one. And this one with this one. Okay. And then we'll turn them all and sew the next side. Woohoo! That goes so quick. There's only 42 squares. We're chain piecing it all, so we're going to mix it all up after we chop them all up. Goodness me, look at that.
How's your hip doing?
My hip's okay. It gets sore when I sit too long or stand too long or lay too long still. But I've been exercising it. I've been working out. I mean, look at that. Bam. Look at that. Bam. I'm working out not just my upper half, but my lower half, obviously. I got to work out my hips. The doctor wants me to stay physical and therapeutic, so I'm putting them both together and torturing myself. So yeah, it's doing okay. I don't have the range of motion that I thought I would by now, but I guess that comes with time. It's been a few months. It's been 4 months since the surgery as of yesterday. All right, so now I'm going to start going this way, and what I'm going to do is each time I sew one of these, I'll snip it and do the next side on that next one.
When they saw you dancing.
Yeah, you guys. My little dancing short video. Yeah. I wasn't sure I was going to allow that to go on there, but then I was like, yeah, might as well.
They got to kick out of it.
Yeah, I like when I'm alone in here usually, but I brought you guys along with me because you got to see. But when I'm alone in here, I have the radio on and I'm usually just bebopping around in here. Sometimes I'm a hip hop dancer, sometimes I'm a country line dancer, sometimes I'm a rock heavy metal headbanger. It all depends on the mood or the music. I definitely don't record all those moments though. Just the other day. I thought it would be fun for you guys to see.
Can you go around all 4 sides at once?
At once I can, yeah, but I'm chain piecing them all so that I can do all of the blocks instead of one at a time, each 4 sides, one at a time. I don't want to do that. So I'm chain piecing them one side at a time. Goes pretty quick. Just snip one, sew it. Snip one, sew it. And I'm making sure that they're staying flat as I'm doing so. And if they didn't, I would. Did I run out of bobbin? No, I didn't. I did not put a full bobbin in for today's video, so when I run out, I run out. But I did bring one full up here and one full down there, just to be on the safe side, because I know that sewing 10-inch squares is going to take a lot of thread.
Would the corners pucker if you did all 4 sides at one time?
Nope, I don't get puckering. If you hold the block flat when you're sewing around all 4 sides and you hold your block flat, you shouldn't get any puckering when you get to your last side. That's why you can see me holding it when I'm doing this. I'm holding it. Usually I kind of start with this top corner and I just hold it like this. Keeps it pretty flat. That way nothing puckers. I'm also trying to make sure that the fabrics that have the smaller pieces are getting sewn in. I'm over sewing like more than a 1/4 inch seam. Just to be on the safe side, because these squares are definitely not all 10 inches. Oh, I knew it. I said it out loud. I didn't put a full bobbin in. But now we will. So it should last with the rest of the 4 sides.
Better on should it, right?
Yep. All right, here we go. Back in business.
How many 10-inch squares?
42. I'm just using what would have been a layer cake worth. So I just mixed it up. You can do this with scrap 10-inch squares from, say, whatever project you had. Like you kept pulling from a bunch of projects and you had a bunch of 10-inch squares. Just pull all those together. Screw it. Have fun. Be adventurous like me. Because that's all I'm pretty much doing right now, is being adventurous with all these fabrics.
Are you going to do a jelly roll quilt on Saturday for jelly roll day?
Jelly roll quilt for Saturday. We can. I think I think I'm doing something with a friend, and I'm not sure if it's Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're doing it on the internet, on the lives. So we'll see. We'll see. I think we discussed that. I think I'm going to have to call and further discuss it to make sure that's what our plan was, because we planned this like a couple weeks ago. But we were going to go live together.
How big will the flip top be?
I have no idea how big it'll be. Normally you get 4 6 or 6.5 inch squares from sewing all the way around and then cutting on the diagonal when you do the 4 at a time method. But mine don't all have 1/4 inch seams, and a lot of my blocks are funky sized. So I'm not 100% sure how big my squares will be.
I sewed 4 patches together, and they were cut from an uneven layer cake. And now it's a full layer cake piece and a 4 patch alternating. Should I cut them all to the smallest piece size?
Yeah, you should cut them all to the smallest one. If you're doing that and it's all funky. Yeah, I would definitely cut all of the pieces to the same size so that you can put them together. I've had that happen before, and I wasn't paying attention is why, and had made a bunch of blocks, and every single one of them came out like a specific size, and like 5 blocks came out, almost a 1/2 inch smaller. So I had to cut all the other blocks down to a 1/2 inch smaller. It was a lot of extra work, but it was worth it in the end. I know it's daunting when that happens, because you've already trimmed everything to one size, and then you find out one is just too small, and you really can't remake it once it's already too small. You can't make it bigger, so you have to improvise and cut everything back down to the smaller size. Come on, right there. There we go. So soothing, just one right after the other, right after the other. Maybe it's the sound of the machine. I do love the sound of the Juki. It's kind of loud when you put the walking foot on. It's run away, but
Machine gun foot.
Yeah, but we're on this. How did I do that one? I totally lost what side I was sewing on. All right, one more side. I think they go so much faster than the doing it one at a time. And see, no puckers. Oh, stay on the table though. It gets heavy, it'll fall off.
The live event you're talking about, is that the one with Ian Halloween?
No, that one's a totally separate one. I guess am I allowed to say it? I don't know. We haven't announced it fully, but yeah. So if you guys remember the Tula challenge we had on my channel, on Ian's channel, Off Kilter Crafter Ian, if you guys type in exclamation Ian. It'll give you a link to his channel. On September 30th, all 4 of the same seasonal 4, which is Becca from Becca from Becca, Ian, off-kilter crafter Ian, and Teresa Louise from Teresa Louise I Quilt Too. We will all be on Ian's channel with his challenge, his fall challenge. I will make sure that it goes in my community tab so that you guys can all find their channels. But if you want to just head over to their channels and subscribe, that way you can get notifications when we do our seasonal 4 stuff. So next we are on Ian's channel.
Did you sew the valley or the?
Huh?
Did you sew the valley or the peak of the pink creek?
I'm sewing way in. I'm sewing more than 1/4 of an inch. So I'm sewing in the valley beyond. Yeah. I'm sewing in the ocean. Yeah, these are, I mean, literally, if Scott holds this, let me sew one of these so that you can see and then have him hold it to the camera.
Do you have a video about how to get jelly rolls to have one color down the middle?
How to get jelly rolls to have one color down the middle? I don't get it. Anyways, I'll have Scott hold this so that you guys can see the difference in sizes of these layer cake pieces. Like this one's more than 1/8 of an inch, but some of these are more than a, yeah, the fact that the seam hangs over really far. Like this one has really, really far. Yeah, this one's like way bigger on both sides.
Kind of blurry.
Really? Yeah, they're sticking out pretty far. So I'm sewing beyond the valley.
Are you using the same fabric for the seasonal challenge?
This one, yes, same fabric. I'm pretty sure it's the same. I don't know. I don't know what the fabric looks like because this time it's a secret. Only Mr. Ian from Off Kilter Crafter Ian knows that one.
I did my best.
Yeah, they're way off. Some of these are far. But I'm sewed all the way around, and I'm going to cut from corner to corner, and then I'm going to do what I got to do to make half square triangles, and then everything will get cut to a specific size when done. They should all be almost similar. I guess 5.5 inches will probably be the goal of the squares. Oops. That was not supposed to happen. I'm not paying attention. There we go. That one has a tiny little pucker in it. So tiny. More left.
Will these be half-square triangles or hourglass?
Hourglass blocks is what my goal is, to really mix the fabric up. You can also call it 1/4 square triangles because that's the same exact thing as an hourglass block. Because you get 1/4 of a triangle in each block. 4 quarters make a block. All right, snip these apart the rest of the way, and then chop them all on the diagonal both directions. Oh, by the way, did you guys notice Although I still have not figured out clothing on my embroidery machine, I was trying. And I made myself another shirt, except I wanted a purple one. So I got myself a light purple shirt from Walmart for $1. And then I embroidered on it. And then I forgot to put the one embroidery stabilizer. So right here my T got puckered really bad. And then we washed it and it still did this weird pucker shrink thing. So I definitely don't know what I'm doing on the embroidery machine, like at all. I guess I've watched tons and tons of videos. We bought all those stabilizers. People sent me stabilizers, and I've done so many things, and they all just get messed up. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not meant to do shirts or clothing, period. All right, now I'm going to cut all these on the diagonal, both directions. And then I'm going to pass Scotty a ton of half square triangles so that he can start pressing them to one direction or another. It really is not going to matter for him. All right, so I'm going to stand up to do this because I have to move around and we need to exercise, so I might as well just stand here. One direction. You know, I did buy something for myself that I totally just realized I bought for myself that I totally should be using. I bought myself a rotating cutting mat, and I should be using it to make this process easier.
Yeah, Tiffy.
You know, you spend money on things, you need to use them. See, so now I can just rotate and go. Look at that. It's a Fiskars cutting mat, by the way, in case you guys wanted to know. They sell them at Walmart. I don't care which way you press them, Scott, one direction or the other.
Good.
Because
you're getting pressed how I want pressing them.
As long as they're flat. I'm just going to be putting them all together.
Especially with her flat block. As long as it's flat, right?
Yep.
You still use your slide lock tool?
My slide lock. Yes, I still use that. So it's too big for what I'm doing right now. Yep. Yep. Oh, this cutting mat is so nice and fresh. It's like putting my butter knife on it, cutting it. Soft butter. Well, this is a fresh blade, and it doesn't feel fresh on my other cutting mat because it's all dinged up. But this is a fresh mat with a fresh blade and like barely have any pressure. It's amazing. He's going to love me more by the end of today because there's going to be a lot of, oops, those went flying. There's going to be a lot to press, Mr. Scotty. The Iron Man is being put to work today.
I like helping. Nothing wrong with a little help.
I like this cutting mat. It's like perfect. It doesn't turn very well because it's brand new, but after a while.
Fabric, or did you pick and cut your own?
I didn't pick and cut. Well, there's a couple of my own cuts, but this was from packs. It was from packs, 10-inch layer cake packs, plural, different ones. These were just the leftover pieces from multiple different packs. Oops.
Are these half square triangles?
Yes, these are now half square triangles. See? They are now half square triangles. And then we're going to make them into quarter square triangles or hourglass blocks. Because again, I didn't want to start anything new, but we needed to do something today. So I figured this is probably the easiest thing that I can do with a bunch of different fabrics that don't match and it still look normal. But I definitely don't have enough of my own 10-inch squares chopped yet because most of my scraps are small. So I don't have enough to cut as many 10-inch squares as I'd like, or else I'd have a ton of 10-inch squares by now. But Don't have enough fabric on a lot of those scraps to do 10.
Use the clearly perfect slotted ruler or the lock block to square up your square?
No, because I haven't squared anything up yet. But I do have a clearly perfect slotted trimmer, and I really don't like them, but I do have them. And I also have my, I actually have a Fons and Porter Omnigrid triangle cutter, and I also have the Cozy Quilts triangle cutting thing for strip tube ruler. They're all the same exact thing. They're just, marketed for different things, but they're the same thing. Except all their markings are different on all of them, which is kind of weird. Even though they still end up with that same size block. I don't know how it works, but yeah, they're a little bit different, each of them. Almost done cutting them all. Too bad we couldn't run more than one iron in here at a time. They'd be done so much quicker. Okay, that isn't wrong. I thought that the tone on tone was from my own cuts, and yet it looked like it was off, or facing right side up, wrong side down, wrong, whatever. But it wasn't. It just looks like it. Tone on tones are very hard for me to see the right direction that it actually goes. It's the only fabric I struggle with is tone on tone. Because it'll kill this room. It'll kill out this room.
You can have it in a different plug. Huh?
We could, but
You can't have it in the same plug.
no, not more than one in the same room. I already tried. We can't, not in this room.
Okay.
I already tried. That's how I found out that plug over there was bad. When we told the contractor people not to plug anything in there. All right.
Do you ever stack up several blocks then cut?
No, because I want to see the corner to corner. That was why I do them on their own by themselves, because I want to see corner to corner. All right, this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to grab a stack from him. There's not enough variation yet, but we're going to just pretend for a moment. Grab.
Well, there's 2 more variants.
2 pieces. And let's see, what way did he press them? We're going to put them in opposite directions of each other, and I'm literally putting them right sides together. I'm going to nest that seam. Just going to feel for it. Doesn't matter what side, what lays on. I'm just putting the seams in opposite directions, nesting them up. And then I know you guys are going to freak out, but look, it's a pin. Oh, wait, it's a second. I just want these seams to stay nested right here.
Whoa,
so
Tiffany's pinning.
There's pins in here. Look at that.
Take a picture.
So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to draw a line because I don't need to. I have seam tape on my machine, which you can find at Fat Quarter Shop. And I don't remember if SewingMachinesPlus had it, but Fat Quarter Shop does. It's seam tape. I'm going to use my seam tape as the guide to sew on both sides of my invisibly drawn lines. So that means I'm going to line my corner tips up with one of the black lines on either side of that seam tape, not my center red line, because I'm not sewing center to center. I'm sewing both sides of the center. So I'm just going to use the seam tape as my guide for that. flip it around and do the opposite side. And I sew slow at first because I can't fully see the line at first. But then when we cut this apart, it'll yield me to hourglass blocks or quarter square triangle blocks. The same thing to me with perfectly little nested seam right there. So there's one and there's the other because they're exactly the same. Because I'm going to get two of the exact same, just like that. Except, yeah, they lay opposite of each other, so that's a plus. But yeah, so I'm doing that today. That's what I'm making. So those will just go in a pile for Scott to press after these are all pressed. But we're just going to start grabbing them in twos of opposite colors. Ooh, let's use this one. Let's see. Which way does that seam go and which way does that seam go? There we go. I don't know what size they're going to... Actually, don't press them, Scotty, because I'm going to use one of my trimmers. Don't press these. Just press these.
I have a zillion over here. Don't
okay.
Mess with me. I got a ways to go. Then mess.
All right. So again, just going to have two together. I'm going to plop pin on each side of my invisible line to hold them together because I want that seam to stay nested right there. I'm going to match two more up. That way, that one's going to go that way. I'm just going to nest them up. Hold that seam where I want it. Pop some pins in it. It's probably the only time you'll ever see me pin. There's a lot of times though I do this without pinning, but let's grab some more from this lovely pile here. Ooh, let's put these together. Seam is that way, that seam is that way. Lock them together. Yeah, they definitely. They're definitely all really wonky sized because of that whole seam allowance. That was a very wide. This quilt will have big fat seams. All right, so let's sew a couple of these real quick. Oops, stay flat. There we go. Flip them around and go the other direction. Try not to poke myself along the way. I don't know about you guys, but since I started using seam tape, it has saved my sanity. Like, for real. I don't have to go through and draw a line on all the pieces anymore. Like, you know how much time that saves? So much time. It's not like I want to be a fast quilter, but I definitely don't like spending 2 hours sitting down and drawing on the back side of however many squares, because that's what you have to do when you make a ton of pieces and they have a ton of squares. So I love the seam tape now. Highly recommend, especially for beginners. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim some of these.
How often do you replace the seam tape?
I replace the seam tape when it starts falling off. So I don't even have to replace it very often. So that allows me, where's it at? Right here, to have a nice big full roll that's going to last me another 5 years. So for your investment of $5, or I think it's $5.97, $5.67, or something like that, that's 5 something. For your little investment for that, so far, this is my second machine using it on it, and I've been using this roll for like 3 years now. So the same roll, it lasts. When I do clean my machine, I rip it off and put a new piece on. But yeah, this stuff lasts. I don't pull it off for anything. There's no sense in pulling it off for anything.
Since most of these are square or pale, are you worried about the lack of contrast?
No, because I really don't care what happens with this quilt, so there's no worry about lack of contrast. I'm gonna grab a squaring tools up off the wall though, just so that you guys can see while we're here. I guess we'll just play with different
Is it washi
squaring
tape?
tools. It's washi tape, yeah, that's all it is. But it's got markings on it, which is probably why it costs more. I need this one, and I think this one. I don't know if we're working with half or not today, guys. Give me 2 seconds to see. We're gonna be working with half. Let's see. Might be able to get a full hole. Nope, we won't. So yeah, we're working with halves. So different things that they sell that you can use. First, we have the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer. Let's try to get that out of the light. So this is what they look like. You line their lines up, which is the seam line, with whatever you're trying to cut. And then these little notches on here, these allow you to cut the little dog ears off, which are these little fellers right here. Those are the dog ears. So when you go in at the end, whatever size you choose, you go in and get rid of the dog ear prior to, because those create bulk. So you have these kind of tools for cutting. I really don't like this one too much because if your rotary blade hits one of these and it gets a nick in it, let me tell you, it'll bounce off of it and you can end up cutting your finger. Trust me, because I know that from personal experience. Then we have these kind of things right here. It's a flying geese unit ruler, but this ruler can also cut these down. Why? Because you can just line it up on a line. See, you line there, line up on a line on your thing, and then you trim both sides. It's fairly simple. And then when it comes to the Clearly Perfect, I forgot to say there's the half ruler and then there's the whole number ruler. And then they also have strip tube rulers. Okay. Strip tube rulers is the same thing. They have a dashed line and you line their dashed line up with your line. Obviously, this is a really huge one, but just so you know, they make all sorts of rulers, or you can use an actual square ruler, which is the same exact thing. And I'll grab one of those so you guys can see. So I'm using all the methods, I guess, to show you how to do this today. All right, is this the right one? Okay, that's the right one. All right, here we go. We got all sorts of rulers to play with. Okay. So while he's finishing up pressing, we'll sew more in a minute, but I want to show you guys all these different cutting utensils. Okay, well, we're going to bring the camera down anyway so that you guys can see the different cutting utensils. So let me put the camera in a position to where you guys can see directly on, okay? So the camera is moving and moving and moving and moving. Here we go. We're going to bring you up here and put you right there so that you can see the different cutting methods. You guys are desktop. All right, so here we have our quarter square triangle unit. You could always press it open if you're a beginner and you don't trust anything. You could always press it open like this, take your square ruler, go to the size you want, always lining up your 45-degree angle line on your block's 45-degree angle line, trim it, turn the whole thing around, move it to the size you need, and then trim off the rest, making sure you're lining up your 45. But if you want to do it while it's in half, here's how. This is my Quilters Select ruler right now. We're going to start with this so that you guys can see, and then I'll even use a long ruler for those beginners that want to learn how to use it from your long ruler too, but I don't think that's going to be the right size. The first thing I'm going to do is determine the size of this block, what I want it to be, and most of these are probably going to be, where's the one? It looks about 6 inches, but I'm not going to trust that. We're going to go with 5.5 as our number. I'm probably going to have some waste here, but so I'm going to find on my ruler here, my square ruler, my 5.5 inch mark, which is right here and right here. You can see my fingers are pointing at those half marks. I'm not worried about my half mark that's built onto my ruler, just worried about the half mark. Then I'm going to take my 45-degree line and I'm going to put it on this seam right here, just like this. I'm going to line it up at the point of that seam right there and down here at the bottom on the seam, just like that. I'm going to take these two 5.5 inch markings and I'm going to put those on this seam that's going crosswise. It doesn't help that this brand of ruler has stuff on it to keep me from being able to slide it easily, but it's going to make it work. All right, right there. And that's touching right here. So center line, 5.5 on this seam and 5.5 on this seam right there. And we're going to take our cutting utensil and go like this and like that. And then you want to know how to get rid of your dog ears? Turn the whole thing around and line it up on the 5.5 mark, just like this. So you line it up on your 5.5 mark. And then you go dog ear 1 and dog ear 2, gone. And then you have, with a regular ruler, your quarter square triangle or your hourglass block or whatever you want to call it. And it's got the dog ears already gone. Okay. So I'll show you that one more time since I got the ruler here. There's the seam line. There's a 45-degree line. Make sure you find that on your ruler. We're going to ignore the 1/2 inch mark that's built into this ruler. We're going to line that 5.5 here, 5.5 there on this bottom seam, as well as that center seam on my 45-degree line. So it's right there on that seam, right there on that seam, and this is lined up perfectly on that seam. Chop it, rotate it, chop it, turn the whole thing around, get rid of those dog ears. We're going to line the ruler up, 5.5 inch mark. Why do I keep putting it on that? I don't know why. I keep putting it at the 5.5 side. I'm not used to rulers with half marks both directions, but one has it bigger on one side. You'd think I would because I've been using Quilter Select rulers a while now, but, and there we have a 5.5 inch, and we'll sort of test it by finger pressing it flat. No, it's not a mistake. That was in the thing. We're going to line up our 5.5 inch. 5 right there, 5 right there, and then the half mark is on there. And you can see I have a perfect 5.5 inch square here. Perfect. Look at that. Let's move on. I don't think I'm going to get it from this one. We don't have 5.5. This doesn't have 5.5 on it, so I can't use this one because it's a 5-inch ruler. We're going to go ahead and grab the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer so you guys can see how this works. I'm going to grab the half one. So we're going to lay this straight line on the center right here. And then we're going to line that dotted line right here. It says 5.5 on my sewing line, just like this, right there. And right there, it's touching both sides of my sewing line, and that center is now perfect on the center. Just making sure. It takes me 5 times to look at it before I cut it, but that's always good to be able to do that because sometimes I get things off and it's not my fault. And I slide and move and slide and move like a bazillion times. We're going to cut this, cut that.
Seam line, the seam that was sewn, correct?
Yes, seam line is the line that we sewed. That's the stitching, the line of stitching. So when this was on here like this Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer, we just cut it, right? The slots are for you to stick your rotary cutter in and trim off the dog ears like that. So you just go into the slots. But I never really do that good, so I kind of just cut them off myself if I really want them gone. But here we have, let's see the difference by finger pressing it open. laying my 5.5 inch mark from my Quilters Select ruler here on here. 5.5, 5.5. You can see it's slightly off. It's not even been pressed yet, and it's slightly off. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So this ruler landed on the 5.5 with these pieces perfectly, even not finger press, or just with the finger press and not pressed. And then this was not pressed, but this hangs over a little bit. So let's see if I can adjust it better on this one. I'll do one more with this ruler. I'm gonna line the 5.5 inch seam, their seam on my seam, and then my center along the center. Let's see if I could do a better job at this. Right there. And like I said, sometimes your rotary blade will catch these notches. The reason why I don't trust this ruler, if your fingers are holding it down like this, you got to be very careful, because if that hits that and jumps up, you will cut your finger, which I've done before right here on my finger. And then get rid of these dog ears. I think it dulls the blade too, knocking it in these slots. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. All right, let's finger press this. I lined it up, I don't know, the same, honestly. I don't think I did any better this time than I did last time, but let's just put this on here at the 5.5 and 5.5. Right there. And this one is off again. So the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer is not even the same size as this. But that's okay, because it's not even 1/8 of an inch. It's just enough to annoy me. All right, so let's move on to the strip tube ruler. Is this the half one? Yeah, it says half. I have a strip tube ruler mini as well. All right, so this is how you would use the strip tube ruler. There's a seam line down the center for our line right here on all rulers. This one also has the seam on both sides, which is kind of cool. Then it has the stitching line, which is a lot bigger on these than they are on this, but this also has the gray in it on the Clearly Perfect ones. But anyway, we're going to line up that center seam, and we're going to go to 5.5, which is this one right here. Come to 5.5, 5.5. We're going to make sure that center is lined up. Everything looks good. That's good to me. That's good to me. Right there is 5.5. We're going to cut that. Seems like I cut more off of this one than I did the last one, but you know. And then these corners, you could flip the ruler around, honestly, like this, and slide it up, you know, like just like this, and do your 5.5 right here. That's the other thing you can do, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know. Or you can just do it manually. Let's check this one for size, again, using my Quilter Select. That's just finger pressed for now. Oh yeah, perfect. So the strip tube ruler seems to be better. It's more better. That's my word for it, and I'm sticking to it. More better lining up than the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer did with the remeasure from a different ruler. So honestly, this is the one I always grab for anyway, the strip tube ruler. I'm totally like giving you guys products that you can find all of these. Fat Quarter Shop or Connecting Threads might sell some of them. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but you can check all of my wonderful affiliate links and see. Now let's do this Fons and Porter, the Flying Geese ruler. Again, it's the same thing. It's still a triangle. It's still half. You can see these are all just half triangles. So it's half of a square. It's
QBPN.
Yeah, QBPN. I don't know. They have notions on there. They have rulers. Yeah, they have rulers. So yeah, they might have them. But you can see it's just half of a square. That's all it is. So if you're a beginner and you didn't know. Problem with this one right here, this one does not have a center seam, but it does have a black dot up here so that you know to put that black dot on your seam line. This one probably doesn't have 5, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't have 5.5 on it, unfortunately. But it can be used as the same thing. This has totally different sizes, but it could be used the same thing because it's a quarter. So if you're like making a strip tube and you want to just use this will probably work for a strip tube. I didn't think to look at that before I brought it down here. So I prefer to do mine with the rulers like this. I don't know why. I just like doing it this way. So I just line up my 45 right there, my 5.5 here. It's probably why they're more perfect, because I can see my tips right here. You know, just like that. Center's on there perfectly. Cut it, cut it. Cutting backwards is not good, but you know, you have to sometimes. And then I just get rid of my dog ears like that. That's typically how I do it. So, and then there it is. I'm just used to doing it that way. And you guys can see when I pinned, that's my pinning. It did really good by nesting my seam beautifully. So let me finish trimming these last ones, and we're going to get back to sewing. But for now, you can stay in the angle that you're in momentarily. Lining that up, lining that up. Yeah, I definitely trust the square better than the clearly perfect slotted trimmer. That was way off from me. One more. I just have to remember to avoid my 1/2 inch marks on this side, you know, because that can distract me. So lining it up, touching, touching. Again, it's just touching that seam right here at 5.5 and right here at 5.5. And then my center is, I can't even see the stitch line because it's hiding behind that center. So it's a nice straight seam.
Stumper got his own channel yet?
No, he doesn't have his own channel yet. He should, but he doesn't.
He should, yeah.
It's hard to chase after him when I'm doing all this, though, and record him all day. But we could set Scotty out to, you know, catch all the clips of Mr. Thumper. All right, so
well,
I'm going to...
He does his goofy things when you play with him. It's
yeah.
like film it and play with him.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move all these rulers out of the way, and then I'm just going to put you guys right in front of the sewing machine since you're already on the table, and you can stay on the table for a little while. How about that? We just hope that this stays at the machine really nicely. If it starts shaking, though, then we're going to just move it. All right, camera's moving. Ta-da. You guys can just watch from above me match. And so we're going to put it about right there. Yes, he is a born entertainer. Except he's not in here entertaining anybody.
I know.
He's hiding from us. All right, let's bring some of these.
He sleeps all day. His entertainment's only 5 minutes long.
Triangles over here. See, now you guys can see what the fabrics are up close. All right, we're going to start matching some of these up.
It's all but
Let's
what's on the
put
floor.
this
Everything's done.
with this one. Okay, let's look at which way he has these seams. We're going to nest them up. And what I mean nesting means one seam is going one way and one seam is going the other. And you can feel them locking. See, you can even see it when it locks. It doesn't go anywhere.
What's the size of the new rotating mat?
The rotating mat is a 12-inch.
12 by 12.
12 by 12. Technically, it's 13 inches actual physical dimensions of it, because it has a 1/2 inch all the way around all 4 sides. All right. Once you know that that's good, you're just going to pop your pin down in your seam, pin down in the seam. Did I line it where they can see the seam tape? I just thought about that right now so that they can see how I line things up. The camera. Oh yeah, you guys can see that line, sort of. All right, let's line this one up. Just kind of just putting them on top of each other. Once you nest your corners like that, the center should come good and be centered good right there. You can feel it with your fingers. Just going to do a couple and stack them up. Oh yeah, that one's way. Look at the difference in these sizes of these squares. You can tell that those blocks were like way different, 10 inches. One company's 10-inch squares were from a clearly perfect slotted trimmer size, and the others were from the Quilters Select, and the others were from the strip tube ruler, where all the sizes pop out differently. Every ruler is different. I should do a video on rulers so you guys can see. I actually measured them before, and yeah, they are way off, some of them. All right. Oops, and I didn't want that to happen. I'm going to flip that real quick. I'm just going to pop out these stitches in that seam. Put it the other way. I don't want that. I want them to lay mostly flat. I'm just going to go right back to the line I was on. And so you can see, I don't know how far down on the screen, you can see right here, this corner is touching the black line. So I'm sewing on using the black lines, not the center red on my seam tape. So I'm going to go all 3 of these, and then we'll turn them and do the other side. And you can also see that I rotate sides. Don't ask me why I do that. I guess it's to keep interest in my sewing. Just rotate it around. Try not to poke yourself. And then sew the other side. And see, I did it again. Didn't want that to happen. I'll fix that in a minute. Not paying attention. It happened, yes. Go back to this first one real quick and put that seam down.
I'm not ironing these yet?
Oh, no, you can start ironing those now. Those are trimmed, those ones. All right, let's move these pins out because they will get in the way of further stuff with these pieces. And then toss those aside to be cut. And they need to be cut pile and grab some more. I'm just gonna nest the seams. Let's try to sew them without pins and see how good they come out. So I'm holding the seam with my fingers. Let's do like a couple of them so we can see. I need a really contrasting color here. So I get it lined up and I can feel it. I'm throwing things. Stay. All right, this one can go with this one. Just nesting those seams. I can feel it with my fingers. Let's do another one just so that I have. That way. Turn them around. We're going to see how well this works without. We'll even open them and look. Without pins. Oh, did you see what I just did there? I sewed from this side to this side originally. So I actually have to pluck that out. Where did my little snips go? Oh, right in front of my face. So
Right in front of my face.
I gotta pluck this one out. Did you see? So if you're not paying attention, I went to just sew the opposite side and realized that that's on there. So I actually need to rip it from here down. Woo wee! Pay attention, Tiffy. Pay attention. I'm all trying to show you something, and I already sewed from one side to the other the wrong direction. So before I rip that, let's see how good these junctions came out. Ooh, perfect. Look at that one. Let's look at this side. Ooh, perfect. See, I love it when a good plan comes together. Let's see. So this is without pinning. Oh, that one's off about 1/8 of an inch, but that's fine by me. And that one's perfect. So it just shifted right there on that side. But who's going to care, because it's a scrappy, messy quilt that we're making here. But this is no pins. That's perfect. And that's perfect. Look at that. So I'm just going to go ahead with the not pinning thing. But first, let's rip. Rip, rip, rip. And it's not going to rip nicely for me. My seam ripper blade is like completely dead. I need to order a new blade, this thing replacement, the seam ripper part, because that thing is dull. And you'd think it wouldn't be because I don't seam rip as often as you think. Most of the time I just leave things, but this I can't, because then I only get one block, a crooked one. Okay, we're just going to do this my way, like that. Yes, I do rip those when I need to. All right, let's fix it, nest it, sew it. One goes one way, one goes the other. Just gotta get these last couple stitches out of there. Okay, here we go. This side goes to this side, not the other. Paying attention now. There we go. Now let's go the other way. And just because I want to make sure, we're going to totally snip this in half real quick with regular scissors to make sure. Oh, look at that. And it didn't really mess anything up. Good. I doubt it sometimes. Trust me. I doubt perfect points here and there, but it happens. I mess up. I'm not perfect, guys. None of us are. I don't want two pinks on top of each other. It's the only problem. There was a lot of pinks in all this, and aqua. Those two can go next to each other, I guess.
Where's your seam ripper from?
My seam ripper is from my friend T at T Quilts. It comes, you can get the seam ripper and stiletto combo. A stiletto, for those that are beginners, is kind of like to just hold your fabric and guide it so that you don't get your fingers sewn through like I've done on camera even. But you can get the seam ripper stiletto combo, and you can also put your seam ripper away inside of there, just like that. I leave mine out because, whatever. And then you can get a seam press as well, so that you can make sure that all your seams are nice and flat, and it's wooden. And this replaces using your finger. So this is a finger presser. But yeah, those came from my friend over at T Quilts, which you can find by explanation T, and her website is on her YouTube page. It's tquilts.com. Tell her Tiffany sent you. Yeah, she gets them from a local artisan. cut this one with black and white. Why not? That way. I'm not really worried too much if any of this lines up because these are being trimmed down so far to 5.5.
Have you ever made an exploding block quilt?
An exploding block quilt, which is all half square triangles. Yeah. Like exploding blocks, yes. Not the whole quilt. There, come on. Line it up. So I'm just chain piecing them through now. I don't want two white colors on the opposite side of each other. Let's see. I'm going by the way Scott pressed the seams. So I'm like, if that one's that way, obviously this one needs to be the opposite.
I'm sorry. Did I do it wrong?
No, you didn't do nothing wrong. I'm trying to nest the seams by grabbing two and just look for a different piece that's going the opposite direction. Nope, that's not going in the correct direction. Let's find this one. Is this opposite? Oh, yes. I definitely don't want two whites on the same side. So if his seam would have been that way, that's why I'm making sure that they're on opposite sides because I don't want the same color. I'm just hoping that I don't end with the same colors. I think this is so much fun. It's freeing to just do whatever and have fun with it and not worry about patterns and what something is supposed to look like or if it, even matches. And it uses up these darn 10-inch squares that have been sitting in a tub for well over a year. Probably like 2 years. And don't forget, some of the people that are in the chat, that if their name is highlighted in blue, they are my moderators. Don't forget to say hi to my moderators. And some of them have their own YouTube channels, so you might want to check them out. Don't forget to subscribe to them. They would surely appreciate it. They are all my friends, and I love them all.
When was your dancing video?
My dancing video was like 2 days ago.
Don't just go to your shorts.
Yeah, just go to my shorts. It's in my shorts.
It's the very first one.
Damn, that way I don't run over it. Yeah, it's the very first short on my main channel. It just says shorts. It'll say home shorts video, home video shorts live, and then community and something else and about.
I don't know.
That's how it goes. That's the order of it.
Just go to your channel and you'll find the shorts right there. Yeah. There's not a ton of them. There's only a few of those. You have 1,000 videos, but only like 5-10 shorts.
So you guys can see from the layer cakes being off, but there's some big fat seams going on here. So there's gonna be some nice fat seams in this quilt. It keeps going off right there. Get it lined up here first. Line up. So that seam has a little, there it is, right there. Stay flat. I gotta stretch for a second. Oh, my hip is not happy right now. It knows tomorrow is a workout day is why. Opposites here. I'm telling you, this is going to be a really funky quilt. I can just see it now.
Somebody will want to buy it when it's done.
It really seems like I have a lot of these ones. This combo right here. It's weird. Come on, gotta find something.
Tell everyone Jim posted the link for it.
Jim posted the link for
your short video.
Oh, for the shorts video. Well, I don't know what you guys are talking about there in the chat. No, no, no. Yes. How about this one? Sure.
What was the other piece of fabric from the tumbler table runner box? There was one piece left over.
In the tumbler, what? Table runner?
Runner box. There was one piece left
Oh,
over.
that was it was a fat quarter. So you get like a notion and a fat quarter and thread and stuff like that in the open gate boxes in the subscription box. Those are like little extras. There's not always a fat quarter though. Sometimes it's an extra notion or, you know, something little. But this time it was a fat quarter, so it was just a little extra fat quarter to put in my stash. I'm using my fingers on both sides to do this, since I have decided not to pin anything the rest of the way. Oh, wait, Scotty has the seam going in 2 different directions. Can't tell which way.
Well, hey, I was doing 3 things at once. Give me a break. I didn't check them by turning them upside down. I was trying to iron, type, and
It's
ask
fine,
questions
Scott.
for you.
All right, that one's that way
Answering
now.
the questions.
This one is going to go this way. Let's mess those up.
They all loved your dancing video.
I'm glad you all love the dancing video. It's more like exercising to dance music is really what it was like. Because I was trying to do squats and stuff while I was ironing. Oh, let's mix this up. Come on. All right. Oh, that's why. Another flop seam. There we go. Feels good right there. There we go. Slide this under. Hold it down. Black and white with this one. Can't tell. Can't tell. There we go. Okay, there's a lot of light colors. We're going to take all these light colors and try to pair them with a darker color. Put this one, that one with this one. Not very many darker colors left. This one with that one. that one. Two of these guys go together and have an oddball amount, I guess. One extra. I don't know. Two extra. There we go. Okay. Let's hope that these seams are opposite of each other. I still have to go back and sew the opposite direction. Trim them all. So on and so forth.
What were you making with the tiny half square triangles on the dancing video?
They were actually tiny 4 patches. And I was making, what was I making? I was making a secret project undisclosed to you guys.
Is that the one that comes out this week?
No.
You have a video that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I have a video that comes out tomorrow, but no, it's the one I'm still projecting.
Okay. Well, just let them know you
I'm
have a video coming out tomorrow.
I'm slowly working on a video that's taking me days and days and days. Oh, and more days to film. So, no, they're still bobbing. No, it's still there. It's white thread, so on the lighter fabrics, you probably can't see it. Stay. There we go. It's a white thread that I'm using today. All right, just these few more, and then we'll turn it around the other way. And go the opposite direction, which will go a lot quicker than this way did. And then we'll square it all up. And then one more, and then we're going to turn in the other direction. Well, at least I didn't end with all matching colors, because sometimes that happens to me when I'm making blocks, that I end with matching colors. I don't like when that happens. All right, now we're just going to sew down the opposite side. Huh? No, I have to trim. These two, no, they're just cut. I have to cut them apart and trim them still. So there's nothing for you to do. Like I said, this direction goes a lot faster. Oh, no, we ran out now. How many ago? How many ago? Right there. this bobbin in here. And go back to where it ended. See, when I go fast like that, I don't ever see the fact that I ran out of bobbin. So that's okay. If you're new to my channel, yes, I do sew this fast all the time. It's just how I sew. I find it efficient. I'm all about saving time and being efficient, getting things done, but having fun and therapy at the same time. Plus, once you do this a lot, you get used to it.
How do you get to Open Gate Quilts? I have tried and cannot find their webpage.
Scotty will put a link in the chat. The bot will show up that says Open Gate Quilts. Click on that link. Should. They have it. Or is that the one that goes to their YouTube channel? OGQ, I think.
Oh, OGQ? Okay, well, no, that was the wrong one. OGQ. Yep, there it is. Tell us on there.
Yep, there's a link on there now that goes to Open Gate Quilts. Should be to their website, not their YouTube channel. All right, they're speed cut or speed sewn. Let's speed cut. All right, the camera's gonna move. We're gonna go back to cutting. Speed cut now. See how quick I can get this done. Okay, that one's already cut. That one just needs to be trimmed on both sides. So we're gonna pull this over here. Start taking all these and splitting them in half. We're gonna make sure we're splitting them in half the correct direction, because I have accidentally cut before like this and was like, oh man, what did I just do? And I also have to make sure when you cut like that, make sure that these pieces are not folded under like that. Always make sure that your pieces are flat and you can see both sides, or else you're going to cut that bottom piece off. And trust me, I've had that happen too. Lots of things have happened in my sewing room in the last 7 years that I have learned from. All right, let's separate all these with my little gadgetry stuff that makes life easier. And we'll just cut these apart real quick, and cut some more, and so on and so forth until they are all chopped up. And then we will subcut them into their appropriate size of 5.5 inches. No, I haven't set that up yet. By the way, guys, I do have Amazon now for affiliate stuff. I just have to do all the links manually, so it's going to be a while before I have that fully set up. I got to go through and change a bunch of stuff. So if you guys buy a big purchase, it's best to email me and let me know, because some of my affiliate links, I'm getting things saying that my affiliate link clicks were not working from my page. So if you make big purchases, just let me know. It does help support my channel if you guys use my affiliate links. So, and you don't have to tell me you spent $10,000 or anything, but just let me know that you made a purchase on a specific date, and I can look and make sure that it even went through from whatever shop that you did use my link. And then once I get my Amazon one figured out, then you guys can get links to even more products that I use and love, like this little gadget, which was the other one. It was a taller one, but now it's this, which is cool because it saves your blade for use in more stuff. That way you don't throw it away right away. Okay, let's finish cutting all these up.
Do you sing or play a musical instrument?
I used to play guitar when I was young. It hurts my hands because I have arthritis, so I do not play guitar anymore. I know how to fiddle around on a guitar, but I definitely cannot play like I used to at all whatsoever. And I used to be able to sing, but when I got valley fever, my voice got a little bit more, I can't hold notes, and it sounds funny. It really does. It kind of has like a vibrating sound coming from my lungs. So I don't really sing much anymore either. Mainly when I'm alone in the car or with Scott or, like that. But I don't really sing in public or anything. And I don't do karaoke anymore or anything like that. Yeah, I can kind of sing. As you guys tell, I do have a raspy sounding voice anyway. So I have like the sounds of like, Stevie Nicks kind of song singing, and Alanis Morissette, and like Jewel, like a soft, crackly type singing voice. Eric's heard me sing, but he's heard me crazy sing. Scott loves when I crazy sing, but Eric is my only friend that's heard me crazy sing. I don't even think I've crazy sung for Becca yet.
Well, you will.
I probably will, though, because we will be hanging out together for 2 weeks. She's going to have to put up with me and my weirdness. Because if you guys didn't know, I'm going to QuiltCon in North Carolina in February, the end of February. I'll have all those dates and everything and all the information on my community tab when the time gets closer. Right now, it's just, I bought the tickets. I know for a fact I'm going to Virginia and North Carolina. That's about as far as it goes. All right, so now I'm going to trim these. And just because I need to line this up and do this quickly, like we're just going to use the one that's off just a little bit, but it's going to help me do this quicker. I'm not going to worry about the dog ears part. I'm just going to worry about the getting it trimmed part. Like that. I already put dings and dings on my thing. Line that up, hold that there. trying to do this quickly. Like, it takes a little bit longer when I line it up with the square ruler because I have to always look for that specific mark. This, I have a gray line that I can, you know, go to. It's not like I prefer this one, but I'm trying to do this quickly, like for today's video. No, it's right here. My computer's right here. All right, Scott says we's gonna run a giveaway. Huh? Okay. That first or after?
One or the other, but we ain't doing it during.
Okay, well, it's not gonna be the same time thing. So give me a second, guys, to set up the giveaway. Don't start doing any of that now.
Do the giveaway first. That way you can.
Yeah,
cut
I can cut while
I won't be able to read anything.
Entering stuff. Okay, let's see what this one says. All right. There is going to be a giveaway, and you're going to type, what is a gift? Explanation gift when it says, and it starts right now. So you guys just add explanation gift. It's just random stuff. So you'll get like things like 2 yards or 1 yard of fabric and some kind of notion or some kind of whatever you will get in the mail after you give me your email address when we draw the winners. And we're going to be pulling 5 winners from this one drawing. It's just going to run through, and then I'm just going to hit the button 5 times for 5 winners. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so, because I am almost pretty much like a hop, skip, and a jump, like, I don't know, 30 numbers away from 45,000 subscribers. Like, whoever thought I'd be that close to 50? So if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to do so. It helps my channel out because more people will see and blah, 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 blah. But this is just us doing a giveaway. Oops. Stay. Yeah. Kind of figured it would be. Yep. That way. That was it. A table runner that I didn't finish. Nope. I didn't get that far. I haven't long arm quilted in like 2-3 weeks now. 3 weeks. It's been about 3 weeks actually. Yeah. I haven't done any long arm quilting since my last client. I almost said client. This is my last client quilt because I've been just busy. I'm trying to film something for you guys. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought to film. But sometimes some quilts I don't make overnight. I don't even get as far as I am right now in some quilts because filming takes a while. And for those that I'm pretty sure are asking if they got a ticket, most likely you have. There's over 300 entries already. It's just the chat bot takes a second to catch up. And don't forget, these giveaways only work during the live stream. So if you're watching this later, as in not at 6:44 p.m. on Sunday night, if you're not watching it at that time, then you're watching the replay, and you typing explanation gift in the actual comment section does not do anything. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to enter more than once. If you typed in explanation gift once, then you should be entered. If you did it correctly, you should be entered. Yeah, you only need to type it one time. You only get one ticket.
price of a decent used long arm?
A decent used long arm? It depends on where you're buying it from. If you're buying it from a dealer that's overlooked the whole thing and makes sure everything is good and in decent working condition, or if you're buying it from someone like me who would be selling a long arm, if you're on Facebook Marketplace or in a group or something and you got to drive to Texas to go get it, because then you're not guaranteed that all the parts and pieces are in proper working order unless you play with it. But if you don't know nothing about long arms, then it's definitely hard to buy a used long arm when you don't know much about them or what you're looking for to make sure that they work properly. So you can go to a dealer and see what they have first, but every company is going to be a different price. Like Gamble used ones are pretty high in price, but that I've seen. But the APQS, they go down about, I don't know, they go from like 20,000 to 18 and 17,000 used.
What's the name of the ruler you're using?
This is the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer. This is trimmer A, which is the half sizes. And as you can see, I'm clearly not perfect with my slotted trimming because I'm not using the slots. Just using the trimmer part. Just lining it up. I'm trying to just get this done quickly, so if I have an 1/8 of an inch off here and there, I will, because this is not a perfection quilt, and I was just here to have fun and, hang out with you guys today. So, because that's what I love to do on my Sundays. You know that I don't do anything else besides church on Sundays. That's it. And I don't do nothing else. Today was an exception. Scott and I went to a barbecue, and that's a once a year thing. Other than that, I don't do anything on Sundays. I even tell all my kids, nope, there's no dates on Sundays. There's no dinner nights on Sundays. I don't cook on Sundays. It's just me and you guys and Scott, obviously, but I don't even film videos on Sundays. I don't do anything besides come on live stream with you guys, which is so much fun.
Can you do a solid black and white quilt or show one that you have made?
I have a black and white quilt, and I think I have one right there. I could show one. Let me see if it's even where I think it is.
Yeah, show it and then
I have made this one. Where is it at? Right. I don't know. Here's a black, white, and gray one that I've made. That's a Dresden. It's not for sale, no. That's my personal wall hanging that goes in my living room. That's my living room quilt. Where's the other black and white one? Well, somehow it's probably in the other room. Oh, I found it. It's right here. And then I've made this one that's only black and white and a little bit of gray. And that's not for sale either. That's a personal quilt also. It's been folded way too long. Anyways, so yeah, they're little quilts. They're all wall hanging ones, and I've made plenty of big black and white ones for clients and stuff. I've made lots of quilts. Too many to list.
you use a Dresden ruler?
Yes. On my Dresden one, yes. All right.
Can I pull this back now?
Oh yeah, you can put it in its regular spot now, yes. Scott's moving the camera, Camera is moving. He is not very good at it though.
I'm doing stuff.
He's trying.
I know it gets taller than this.
It does get taller.
Why is it not wanting to cooperate?
I don't keep it that tall though.
Oh, well,
Sorry about the camera movement, guys. Scott's not used to how it works on this stand.
I wanted you and the whole thing in.
The whole what thing?
The table.
Oh, you have to go way far back to get the whole table. And then you're walking in front of the camera, which we didn't want. Yeah, it's small though, so you don't have to worry about it.
Either way, there. Camera's there.
Okay.
Okay, let's start pulling winners.
All right, so we're going to start picking some winners for the giveaway. All righty, here we go. We're going to, that mouse not work right there? The mouse doesn't work on the table. All right. Let's pick winner number 1, Mary Cook. Mary Cook, please acknowledge that you are there in the chat. And don't forget to email me your address so I can send you off a lovely gift of randomness, because I don't know what you're going to get. I just throw things in a bag and ship it off in the mail. So whatever you get is whatever you get. All right, let's pick another winner. Debbie Evans. Debbie Evans, say something in the chat. Say hello to Scotty. That way he knows that you're there. Don't forget to email me. And let me know your address so we can send you a lovely random gift of randomness. Did either of them say hello? Okay. All right. And then next is Judy Hebert. Judy Hebert, you are the next winner. Say something in the chat. Let us know that you're going to email us, and that way we know where to send your lovely random gifts to. Either of those say anything yet? All right. Number 4, Sally Arthur. Sorry, I almost said author because I looked at it too quickly. Sally Arthur, you are the next winner. Please email me your address so we know where to send it. And let's pick one more. Last and final is Teresa Louise at Quilt 2. You're going to have to send me your address because I don't want to dig for it. So congratulations to Mary, Debbie, Judy, Sally, and Teresa. Don't forget to email me. And then that way I could send you guys out your stuff. Complete. There we go. Look at that. All right, so we're going to do, before we end today's live, we're going to do a quick auction. And we have this because it was not claimed, so we're going to re-auction it off. Just close this out of the way. All right, so the auction is going to start at $10, and then it can go in $1 increments. Don't worry, guys. I don't mind that, and neither does Scott. So we'll just start it off at 10 and then see where it goes. And Scott's just going to let us know what it's at because, unfortunately, I have no chat in front of me.
Keep cutting. I'll hang it up. Behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can keep cutting. I'll hang it up. At 25.
It's at 25. Somebody is at 25. We're just gonna hang it there. Is at 30.
Monty Carter bid 50.
Monty Carter is at 50. Wow, 50. Wow. Somebody really wants that beautiful wall hanging there.
Oh. Turn around and show them the back?
No, the back looks like a quilt all on its own because it's
heavily
quilted. Cool. See, I hung it up, and now we're gonna take it back down so you guys can see. Here, it's right here. Don't move the camera.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna hold it.
So that's what the back looks like because I had fun with the mint color thread. Is that mint color thread? Yeah, that's the mint color thread So I had fun with it and just was, messing around with swirls and feathers and just filling in the gaps because that's what I like to do. What are we at, Scotty?
51.
It's at Donna Faye is at 51. I'm just going to hang this back up for 2 seconds. And I dropped the little orange thing, so let's not lose that because that's for my little hanging thing. Let's let it go for another second. What's it at, Scotty?
Still 51.
All right, so it's still at 51 for who?
Donna Faye Bauer.
All right.
Monty Carter went to 55.
Who?
Monty Carter.
Monty Carter is at 55. We're going to get this going if that's it.
They just bid. Give them 2 seconds. Donna Faye went to 56.
All right, we're at 56 with Donna Faye.
I hear 57, 57.
Do I hear 57? Do I hear 57.25? I don't know how to do that. How do they do that? I don't understand
my
it.
best friend's dad used to do that in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
McCluskey.
Yeah. His Scott's best friend's dad used to do the auctioneer.
Yeah,
with the fast voice and stuff. That's what it sounds like to me.
McCluskey used to do that in Oklahoma before they moved to Arizona.
All right, we're going to call it. Where are we at?
Monty Carter's at 60.
Monty Carter's at 60, and we're going to call it because I really don't want to be on here forever. So 60 going once.
Oh, Donna Faye's at 62.
62.
Yeah,
Donna
Faye
Faye's
and
at
Monty
62.
and Carter are really going on.
Where are we at?
62.
62 for who? Donna Faye?
Donna Faye Bauer.
We're at 62 for Donna Faye.
Duking it out.
They're duking it out in the chat. Scott's having fun. All right, ready to Donna Faye at 62, going once. 62 going twice. Sold to Donna Faye for 62.
Okay. Okay.
Please email me at my email is in the description below every single video, but I'm pretty sure you and I have emailed before, so you know my email. And let me know everything info-wise how you want to pay, and then we'll go from there, obviously. And I now am not done. I have a whiles to go, but I will continue with this lovely project next Sunday because you see how I'm drawing those out because I'm filming other things in here. So I really can't keep starting a new thing every Sunday. So this will just get worked on more next Sunday, no matter what stage I'm in, like this cutting stage, which I'll probably try to finish that part because, I like to come in here at night right before bed and cut fabric. So this will give me something to get all these finally cut and then trim off the dog ears of everything because, I'm going to have to do that too. Anyways, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns with Tiffany here, me at my quilting life that you have to ask because you so desperately keep needing to know something, but you keep forgetting to ask? Ask now or forever hold your peace until the comments are ready to talk them below. That way I can go eat because I'm kind of hungry. Being live and sewing all this up gave me an appetite, and I need to consume some food. Is that it? No questions? No?
Yeah. 2 people said they emailed us.
All right.
So let's hope everyone else emails us.
All right. So don't forget, if you won in tonight's giveaway, congratulations. Yay. You'll get something random because that's, again, like I said. And then, Donna, I'll be hearing from you. And then everybody else, make sure you email me. Blah, blah, blah. And then the rest of you, I will see you all, actually all of you, I will see you all next week. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much. Thank you. We very much appreciate that. Very much so. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here because I'm just dragging it on. And then, I'm going to go because I need food. Nummy, nummy, nummy. Bye, everybody. See you next Sunday and or whenever during the week.
Good night.
Nighty night.